Oh, hi. How are you doing? This is number 166 of 365, and it's Ego is a Killer. Always it ever. And I start in 5. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. I hope that you're doing well. And I hope that wherever you are is doing good for you. It's me. It's Paul Carpenter. And we're here. And, oh, hey, you're watching. Thank you. I'll call you in just a second. I had to do this first. It's a thing. It's not my fault. Don't get angry with me. I still love you. I'm talking to my mom. Okay, so this is number 166 of 365. And today's video is called Ego is the Killer. As of recently, I've been hanging out in New York, having an amazing time, getting to see amazing things, getting to be with amazing people, and seeing the city kind of blossom and reopen in a way that I think is different than ever before. More so because so many people have left from Brooklyn, from Queens, from all over New York, and they've just run from the city. And the people who are left are like these really hardcore, true New Yorkers. And if you know anything about New Yorkers, like, they're very community-based people. You might not think that, but like walking down the street in the morning just to go get a coffee in the neighborhood that I'm staying in, which is considered rough, it's really not that rough. Everybody says good morning to each other. And I was having this conversation with a friend of mine this morning. And he's like, wherever I go, in my neighborhood, here in this city, whatever city it is, all the people suck. I was like, change your, mind, and the people will change. And he's like, no, it's not going to happen, even if I change my mind, even if I become the best guy ever, people here suck. I was like, wow. That's not good. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you're not even giving the universe a chance to give you anything. If you're immediately like, how can you have any kind of opening? How can you give yourself to the world? You can't. If you've immediately put up a shell, like this big wall in front of you, then how are you going to have a real conversation with anybody? Are you going to be honest with anybody? You can't. You just can't. So, ego is the killer. So where does that come from? It comes from your ego. Sure, yes, we need the ego, because if not, we don't take a shower. And if not, we don't brush our teeth. You have to have some ego. You have to have some want to have fulfillment of something. Because otherwise you're just sitting on the side of the road going, meh. I've done it before. It's quite liberating. I'm not saying you want to do it every day. I'm not saying you want to do it for the rest of your life. But just experience that idea. What is that? What is this idea of letting go completely? Of not having anything? Why would you want to do that? And I think it's almost like in a Buddhist kind of conceptual idea, like a Siddhartha, I come from everything. From comfort and a roof and food, and it's easy to attain pretty much anywhere. What would it be like to have nothing? I did it for 30 days just to find out. Hell, really, I've done it for 20 years just to find out that really having things is just having things. And not having things is not having things. But in the end, they're all just things. The realness of the world, is like I did yesterday. I was on a bus and I was with my friend Rocco, and we were just kind of hanging out, and there was a girl and her mom, and the girl was kind of acting up. I pulled out my bag of balloons, and she immediately kind of locked in. And I made a balloon for her. I made a balloon for her brother. I made a balloon for her sister. I made a balloon for the kid in the front as well, because we didn't want to miss the kids in the front, because then they would start crying. And What a bus ride. So, so then, I gave everybody a balloon and everybody was happy and everybody was playing. And that's more important than the thing, which is the balloon, or the behavior of the child. It's the moment. Because in the end, what do we really have in this life but moments? And the moments that we have in our mind that are like the regression of the thoughts of the things that we did are so far away from who we are and what we are today. And also so far away from the reality of what actually happened. Because we remember the past however we choose to remember it, whether it's good or bad. Which is why in neurolinguistic programming, they say very simply, there's never a bad time to have a good past. I'll say it again. There's never a bad time to have a good past. Since it's in your past anyways, it's way back there. Look, it's like, hi, Betty Joe, I love you. I love you, Wyoming. It's so far in your past, this thing, this history of yours, then why not tell yourself that it was good, even if it was shit? Even if it was absolute crappity craps. If it was the worst ever. You just say to yourself, hey, it's back there. It's not me now. I'm not those things. I'm not those mistakes. I might have made a bad mistake, but I'm not a bad person, and I am not a bad mistake. I am nothing more than a human being living a life trying to get to the next space. However that gets there, I'm breathing, so that's good enough for me right now. I have some coffee. Woof! I am winning. If I can go outside and get a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich for like $2 from the little bodega across the street, oh my God, I'm in paradise. It's really simple in the end. If you put so much weight on your shoulders of what should be, you will never be happy. Yet, if on the other hand, all you do is take whatever's in front of you and take as you may, or be given as you are given, however the universe chooses to give it to you, accept. Because guess what? You're going to accept one way or another. And so the better way is to be like, heavy, I have to have this and this and this and this and this and this and this to be happy. And if not, to the world. Or, hey, anything that's here, I'm super stoked. Any friend that shows up, any food that I eat, anything that happens, I'm amazed at the moment that it's even happening. I'm like, oh my God, I'm eating. Oh my God, I'm walking. Oh my God, I'm making a video right now and there's 5 people who have been here for a minute watching it. I'm impressed. You know what I mean? It's such a better place to come from. My dear Betty Joe says here, it's been a great year. And it has been, Betty. A crazy one with bumps and grinds and all kinds of stuff going on the outside, let alone what's going on the inside, right? And I love the next thing that you said in your thing, because a lot of people say, hey, it is what it is. And I'm like, no, it is what you make it. And that's what she said. She goes, I believe it is what you make it. I wouldn't take it back, but I wouldn't do it again. It's like, I agree. It's that whole like, fool me once, it's your fault. Fool me twice, it's my fault. Fool me again, I'm just a stupid person. I don't know the whole thing, by the way, just like the president didn't, because I only learned it from the president. Just goes to show you what really happens in the unconscious mind of the things that you remember when you see them. Yeah. So, that's what I'm trying to get at. Ego is the killer. That was today's message, and it was like, don't put yourself so far into it that you think that you're really the one who's like in control, because you're really not in control. I mean, you have some part to the control, but you're not in control. You're like riding on a train. Think about it. Think about it. You're like on a train, like, because whether you do or you don't do, right? Whether you do or you don't do, that train keeps a moving. So you have no choice. So if you have no choice and you know you're screwed, dude, do your best to be as happy as you can along the way. And that takes really kind of pulling yourself out of the situation. Pulling your, what's the word I always use? Expectations breed sadness. So stop putting expectations in your life. Stop it. Just don't expect anything. And that way, when anything comes, you're like, oh my God, this is good. And that's where it's at. Because gratitude is happiness. I promise. It really is. So with that, my friends, if you would not mind, please go out into the world and do something nice for somebody else. And if you can't, you do something nice for yourself first, because it does start with you. If you can't be in a good mood, how can you make other people in a good mood? Number 2, don't get caught up in all the crazy stuff that's going on in this world, because if you do, then that's all you're thinking about, and then that's not good. Go read a good book. Go listen to some good music. Go clean your house. I don't know, do something that gives a good vibration of happiness and love, you know, stuff like that. Number 3, please, if you would not mind, I beg of you, please like, share, subscribe. Send this out to somebody else who can see this and hear this. I have a Patreon. I have the Cash App. I have the Venmo. I have the PayPal. I've got all those things. If you want to send me money, that'd be nice. You know, just because, hey, fuck it. Anyway, some people are saying some stuff here. Hold on. James, I love you, James. James comes in and says, the earliest recording of this proverb in print is from a book called The Court of Character of King James by Anthony Weldon. Wow, now this is a descriptive post comment here, so let's get into it. In 1651, where it reads, he that deceives me once, it is his fault, but if twice, it is my fault. So there is no third time, basically, is what we're saying, and the president is a super fucking idiot. Oh, good God. And Betty says, ego kills production. 100%. 100,000%. It's the bureaucratic oath. Oh, the ego. Huh? No, you know how bureaucracy creates red tape? I was just trying to put the two together. I don't know if that worked. I'll figure it out someday. Listen, we've reached the end of the video, which is a very good thing, because this was kind of a long one. And I want to say thank you for watching for as long as you did, because you get a prize. My gold star to you. Ding. No? No, but really, thank you very much. If you would not mind, with me at the same time, take a deep breath. And stretch it out. Put all that negative stuff and get it out of your body. Let it go, because you don't need it. You don't need negativity in your life. You don't have enough time for the negativity in your life. When you think about it, your life on this planet is so short. The last thing you need is someone making you feel bad, someone making you think you're not good enough, someone telling you that you need to be more. No, you're perfect just the way you are, in the place that you are right now, working on yourself the way that you are. And with that, that's the best place to be, giving gratitude of these beautiful things, you know? Says, if I get 5 gold stars, is it like McDonald's and I get a promotion? Yes. Yes, James. You get 5 gold stars and you get the promotion. Whatever promotion that is. Maybe today, when you go to get a smoothie, you know, and you're at the Smoothie King place or whatever, they pour the cup and then they're like, oh man, there's extra. And then they all of a sudden just grab you a small little cup and give you an extra little cup. Maybe that'll be your promotion. Maybe you're the one who's going to give it to yourself in some way, shape, or form by telling yourself, when you give yourself some kind of negative thing in your thought mind and you're like, no! I do this sometimes, by the way. Like when I have some really negative thought just wrinkles its way in sometimes, I'm like, no, I'm a opposite of whatever you're trying to say about me, Mr. Brain that has negative things, thoughts, and ideas in its head about itself. That's not good. That's poopy. And so with that, we're done. We took our breath. We brought in good stuff. I think we should all go now. Live our days and do something nice for others. Today's Sunday, right? Today's free store. Yes! It's my exciting free store day. From 12 to 4 o'clock, we're going to do free store, which is where we gather things from around the house that we don't need. And then on the street, we set up like a little rack with clothing and a little box with little stuff in it. And then, like, you know, we just give people stuff for free. And then ask other people who are like, hey, you want to give some stuff away? Because we're giving stuff away. We even do a share trade. What's it called? You give, you trade, and you take. It's a fun little game. And we have like these little boxes. So you give something, and then you find something, and then you trade it, and then you take something. You know, have fun with the kids kind of thing. Teach them that it's okay to share and trade and give. Thinking for the community. That's the idea. Okay, so with that, I love you all. I love you all so very much. I thank you very much for everything. I really appreciate you all. And I will see every single one of you on the other side.